Hello, thank you for listening to this episode of the Mars October Rants. Today, I wanted to just make a quick rant. I'm not going to make it too long, but I wanted to talk about the concepts of good. Like we always talk about what's good in the world and, you know, what we think is good for people, or, like we say that decision is good, or that's a good guy, or the good guys always win, or the Nazis were the good guys, people say, or people say the Americans were the good guys. People have different perspectives. Granted, a lot more people think that the United States and other allied countries were the good guys, but there definitely is arguments to be made that the Nazis were the good guys if you talk to certain people. But, like we always talk about what we believe good to be, but if you really think about the concept of good, it's really just that. It's really just a concept. And it really is about what person you're talking to about this with, because, I could say that it's not, it's not good, or it's good that something happened, but, like I could say it's good that I got 3 days off of work, where another person would look at that not being good, or, they would say that's not good, or that's the opposite of good because, they missed 3 days of pay. They didn't get paid for 3 days. So, like we always are told in society what we're supposed to believe good to be, or, the concept of what's good. And, I think that it can be kind of confusing, like I said, because a lot of it people tried to base off of fact, and a lot of it really is just opinion. I can't sit here and tell you what's good for you, like what's good in your mind, or what's good aspects of your life. I can't tell you that because I'm not you and I don't live your life. And and even if I did live your life and understood what you're talking about, I wouldn't want to tell you what you should think good is, because, I don't want people to tell me what they think I should think good is. For me, it's good what I'm doing with my life. I personally enjoy every aspect of my life, and I think it's pretty fulfilling. And, there's probably people out there that, if they heard what I do in my life and the things I like to do, or the things I do every day, you're bound to come across one of them that doesn't agree with you, that thinks that what you're doing is a waste of time, or thinks what you're doing is wrong, or whatever. But, all that matters is, that I think it's good. And, I already made a video about good versus evil and good and wrong, and I've talked a little bit about morality and stuff like that. So I don't want to make this kind of like the same video as before, but, like I've said this before, like I've always talked about doing what's best for you, and not living by society's standards, and, doing what you feel is best for you. And I guess it really kind of, I wouldn't say that it ties into that, but it's kind of the same theme, but back to what we're saying, there's different concepts of what good are, and that's one of the best things about going through life and talking to new people and talking to different people, is because you get different perspectives, on what people believe good to be. Like you talk about wars, and you talk about history, and wars and past history, I should say, and people will tell you who they think the good guys were. And, because there's definitely people that think America is not the good guys in the world. They think that they start a lot of wars and they kill a lot of innocent people. And, it just like I said, it just depends on who you ask, because people are going to think certain things are good that other people don't. It's just the concept of who you talk to about it. But it's just really interesting, because there's no universal there's no universal good. Like there's no universal truth of good. It just depends on who you ask. So, I'm bringing this up because like we're told as kids like what to all think about as good, but like we shouldn't be told that. We should try to make our own decisions for what we think is good in our life, or what we consider to be good. So, I just wanted to make this quick rant because it's objective about like what good is. So thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. I'm going to wrap it up here. I try to make these 5 or 6 minutes now. So thank you again. Like I stutter and everything and kind of sound stupid sometimes, but that's the beauty of live audio. You're going to mess up and say things that don't make sense sometimes, but it's raw audio. It's not edited, and that's part of the process. It's just me hitting start on a mic and then talking and hitting record, and you never know, I should say stop. And then, again, I fucked up, and you never know what's going to happen. So that keeps the rawness and realness of the video. So thank you again for listening to this episode of the Mars October Rant series, and have a good day or have a good night or afternoon or morning, wherever you think applies to you.